From the Celebrity Theater in the heart of Hollywood, it's the Merv Griffin Show. Today, Merv salutes the Broadway musical La Cage aux Folles with cast members Gene Barry, Walter Charles, the Cagelles, composer Jerry Herman, producer Allan Carr. And now, here's Merv.
Smiling? You're going to smile for an hour. And if it's any comfort to you, I've been standing in line out there trying to get in here with what's going on. Oh, I have. Didn't you see me in line? You saw me in Atlantic City. You're following me. Good. Well, what a treat we are all in for. We are saluting today a entertainment phenomenon known as La Cage aux Folles. Good. It, of course, is the musical that has captured 6 Tony Awards this year and has played to packed houses at the Palace Theater in New York since its premiere in August of 1983. It's also selling out the house right down the street here at the big Pantages Theater. Show is based on the longest-running comedy in Paris. In French history, I'm sure. It opened in 1973 as a drama, and it ran for 8 years. It's a story about 2 men who have been lovers for a long time. One's name is Georges. Her name is Albin. They run a cabaret in Saint-Tropez in the south of France. And it's a cabaret of female impersonators. And it's all of the trials and tribulations that go on backstage and a great deal of charm and warmth. We're going to start things off right now with a musical number featuring the Cagelles. They are the chorus at La Cage. And the star of that show, the man nominated for a Tony in his role as Georges, the owner of La Cage, a veteran of countless Broadway productions, motion pictures, television shows like Bat Masterson and The Name of the Game. He's going to sing the big song from that show, We Are What We Are. Would you welcome Gene Barry and the Cagelles?
The envy of the cabaret world, the jewel of the Riviera, only champagne from now to the finale. Oh, I see so many old friends and so many new faces. Bonsoir, bonsoir. Monsieur, dame, the inevitable is upon us. Welcome to the 15th edition of our world-famous review, starring the one and only Zaza and featuring the notorious and dangerous Cagelles. Ladies and gentlemen, I warn you to remain in your seats while les Cagelles perform. The management will not be responsible for your safety. And now, I beg you, open your eyes. You have arrived at La Cage aux Folles.
We are, and what we are is an illusion of how it feels, touching on heels, causing confusion. We face life, though it's sometimes sweet and sometimes bitter. Face life with a little love and lots of glitter. Under our frocks, girdles and jumps, proving we are one.
delight, the songbird of Avignon. When she opens her golden throat, the swallows return in shame. Permit me to present Chantal. Extravaganza!
Face might blow, it's sometimes sweet and sometimes bitter. Face fight with a little nuts and lots of glitter.
Let me introduce them to you. First of all, Michael John Black. Oh, Michael, you're right here. Michael. Next, Katie Huffman. A girl. Michael McKean. A guy. Bill Burns. There he is. Okay. Lynn Farrell. A girl. Mark Knowles. A guy. Okay, terrific. Natasha. And we'll come right back to Gene Barry.
Coming up, a visit with Gene Barry, plus more music.
First came the tomato. Now, from Italy, the tomato revolution. Bummy. Pommy, strained, crushed, fresh tomatoes. The finest tomatoes ready to use and fresh because of its unique new packaging. Just heat it, add your spices. Pommy is ready to serve with anything that needs the rich flavor of fresh, ripe tomato. First came the tomato, now Pommy, the tomato revolution from Parmalat.
When it comes to holiday gifts, people expect the finest from me, which is why I shop at the House of Almonds. A gift package of California almonds. What could be better? Or in better taste. Better yet, if you buy an almond gift of $9.99 or more before Thanksgiving, House of Almonds will mail it anywhere in the U.S. absolutely free. So shop early. And let House of Almonds add a taste of California to your holiday gifts.
House of Almonds at fine shopping malls.
John Drayman is wearing a navy blazer by a famous designer. The price at the Broadway was $185. Chris Capen's blazer from C&R is made by the very same manufacturer. It's the same model, even the same pure wool fabric. The big difference is the price, $99. With the savings, he got dress slacks, a designer shirt, a silk tie, and a leather belt, and $8 change. C&R, it's time you knew the truth.
Springfield canned and frozen vegetables, so flavorful. The essential ingredients for super salads, hearty soups, terrific casseroles. Springfield choice canned and frozen fruits, so naturally good. The essential ingredients for marvelous desserts, shimmery molds, luscious cakes. Springfield foods are available at your neighborhood independent food store, where you see the Surgro sign. Surgro, the sign of great quality and values, where there's more in store for you.
All new Barbara. Barbra Streisand's new album, Emotion. You can't live without it. On Columbia now. Here's where to find the most romantic singer in the world today. 1100 Bel Air Place. The new album from Julio Iglesias. On Columbia now.
Available at all Kmart department stores.
I don't really get excited until the waves get big.
The senior class on the 10 o'clock news tonight.
The star of La Cage now joins us, and I'm delighted to share a stage with you. My word. Gene Barry, of course. I think, Gene, all of us here in the Hollywood community out here were thrilled when you went back there, because we consider you Hollywood folk,
yeah,
and did that show and did so well and got those reviews.
Well, no one was more thrilled than I.
Do they think kindly about Hollywood performers?
Not really. I was so apprehensive. I had tried on other occasions to come back to Broadway. I had started there, and in the early 50s I came out here, started doing film.
Yeah.
But several times I tried going back, and we were sitting ducks. Hollywood people seemed to be, for some reason, dilettante-type actors who go back for some reason. And in my case, it was something I always wanted to do. And this time I got lucky. Yeah, I did. I think we all got lucky.
It is a great show. What was life like prior to that offer to go back and do that?
Well, I was doing a lot of my voiceovers and commercials and stuff like that, an occasional bad movie, an occasional TV movie, and...
Discouraged, were you?
Not discouraged. I was making a lot of dough. I wasn't doing the
That'll
thing...
stop the discouragement.
Yeah, it stops the discouragement in one aspect, but it doesn't in the other. And the other aspect being that an actor must be creative.
And you had such strong
yes.
product. I mean, with Bat Masterson, Name of the Game, and all of those were really strong characters.
Yeah. Yes.
It's hard to find those, though, isn't it?
And I'm proud. I'm proud of my contribution to those shows. And when I look at television today and see the stuff that's on, I don't think they compare to the shows that I was very happily involved in.
I bet you.
But I felt it was time to get out of television for me and go back to the theater or start doing some films. And I think it worked, because now I am getting offers for more plays, and I think I'm going to kind of live my life that way.
It's a show filled with joy, with compassion for the audience, for all kinds of emotions sitting there.
You bet.
You play a man who has obviously had a lover for a long time, and all of the trials, as I said, and tribulations that would occur in a relationship like that. Has your attitude changed about homosexuality, or maybe you didn't have a bad feeling about it?
I always thought that I was, you know, a very tolerant kind of person. Growing up in show business, there was always a great deal of homosexuality around, and I learned to deal with it. I never for myself, mind you, but for those who chose it as their way, I was always more than, you know, I would go along. It never bothered me. I think what the show teaches us is more than just a tolerance and understanding of homosexuality. It is an understanding of people and their foibles, because we as human beings each have our little Achilles heels, and we each have our little problems or things that we have to deal with that makes us different from the other guy. And the show teaches us that. It teaches us love, heart, caring for fellow human beings. And that is what the show is about. A lady came up to me and to Walter Charles, who is my co-star in the show. The other day we were eating at Musso Frank's for lunch, and she said, you know, I came here to see the show tonight, and I could have been offended. I came thinking I might be offended. And she said, I want to thank you for the most wonderful evening, most wonderful show that I have seen in at least 20 years. And the message of love and caring and devotion is where it is. Right.
One of your most touching moments in that show is when you sing the song to Alban about what your romance was like at the beginning. What a lovely song that is.
Yes, it ain't an easy one, my friend. It's one that comes out of the reminiscence of yesterday and how we met and all of that. And it's never done as a song where you get up and sing a song to an audience in a presentational way. And it's probably the first time in the history of theater that you will ever see a song, hear a song sung, or a love song sung by a man to a man.
Right. Would you sing it for us?
I'd love to sing it to you.
I'd love to hear it. Gene Barry.
Do you recall that windy little beach we walked along? That afternoon in fall, that afternoon we met. A fellow with a concertina sang. What was the song? It's strange what we recall, and odd what we forget. I heard la da 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 as we walked on the sand. I heard la da da da. I believe it was early September. Through the crash of the waves, I could tell that the words were romantic. Something about sharing, something about always. Though the years race along, I still think of our song on the sand. And I still try and search for the words I can barely remember. Though the time tumbles by, there is one thing that I am forever certain of. I hear la da 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 da. And I'm young and in love. I believe it was early September. Through the crash crash of the waves, I could tell that the words were romantic. Something about sharing, something about always. Oh, the years race along, I still think of our song on the sand. And I still try and search for the words I can barely remember. Though the time tumbles by, there is one thing that I am forever certain of. I hear la da 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 da. And I'm young. Gene Barry. Lovely moment from the Cage Aux Folles. We'll come right back.
Next, producer Allan Carr.
Great stories to read and all the program information you need in the new issue of TV Guide.
That's entertainment.
Welcome to our department store, madam, and may I say purchasing this mattress will be the most elegant experience of your life. Oh, a little bubbly.
What about prices?
Prices? Regard our selective selection.
At W. Simmons, you have a choice. We sell factory direct and you save up to 47%, so why pay department store prices? Come to a W. Simmons showroom.
Let me guess. Too soft.
When you want your night to sparkle, make sure you have the right sparkle. Bola Brut. As wine critic Lawrence Eisenberg said in Gentleman's Quarterly magazine,
a recent sampling of 23 sparkling wines revealed that all are good, some most spectacular. The best of the lot, Bola Brut, is very light and wonderfully dry.
when you want your night to sparkle, Bola Brut. It outsparkles all the rest.
This electronic timer will show how fast you can relieve sore throat pain.
My sore throat feels very red and hot.
Will you try Chloraseptic?
Sure.
Now watch the timer.
Well, that's nice. That works really good.
With doctor-recommended Chloraseptic, relief is just seconds away.
Find out about the Hospital Council Speakers Bureau. Call for a free brochure at 213-469-7311.
Yeah. Well, here's the man who is the man behind the smash musical that we're saluting today, as well as the man behind the highest-grossing movie musical of all time, Grease. He is the producer of La Cage Aux Folles. Would you welcome Allan Carr?
Hi, Uncle Merv.
I'm either
I wore
flattered.
socks tonight.
Oh, you did? Good.
Yeah.
I'm either flattered or you're going on to a big party after this. Which should I be?
Is it your house, the party?
Oh,
you
but it's
didn't
not
know.
tonight, Alan.
Oh,
You've
it's
done it
tomorrow. Oh, Merv. I will tell you something. I got to tell you guys, we've been friends for a long time.
Right.
We've discussed lots of things in this show.
Right.
Only this man could get a $5 million musical for free on this show. I want to tell you.
Da-da-da!
No, but it's true.
Do you know, we talked about it. I have never, except for the Tonys, I haven't seen all of
This
these.
has never been on. Now, this was, this was only a third of the cast. But it was done so beautifully. I want to thank Dick Carson, you know whose brother that is.
Yeah.
And your staff, and my Fritz Holt, because that was just a preview of what you can see, not just in Broadway and Los Angeles, but now in December in New Orleans.
Great.
And then it goes to Miami and Orlando and St. Petersburg and Cleveland and Detroit. The thing about the show, it's wonderful, is that...
What other countries?
Oh, it's Australia and Japan.
Japan is going to do
I don't know what they're doing in Japan. I mean, I'm going to go see what that's about.
There's one in Brazil, isn't there one?
We're for Carnival. That's in February. But the thing about America is that people don't have to live in Los Angeles or San Francisco or Broadway to see the show. We're bringing the show to them.
Good.
And that's what's thrilling.
Oh, I think that. When did the idea click that Paris, the comedy in Paris would be a musical someday?
It's hard to believe. I was in Paris for the Greece premiere, and the people who were the Paramount representatives of Greece said, "Do you want to go out to dinner and see a show?" And I said, I thought we'd go see the Lido or the Folies Bergère. I said, okay, fine. We have dinner, we see the show, and it's not a musical. It's this French play. I don't speak French. Right. I don't even speak Jewish or Polish. I just speak bad English. I go, hello. There's this 3-hour French play playing in Paris for 5 years. I go to see it, and it's hilarious. And even though I didn't speak French, I could figure out what it was about. It was kind of like Charlie's Aunt and the Odd Couple rolled into one. It was just wonderful. And I said, I love this. I want to do this as a movie for Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis. He said, well, you can't. David Merrick owns it. I went, you've ruined my trip to Paris. Another famous producer, owned the show. And I waited for 3 years to get the rights.
But the movie had been done.
No, it was before the movie. That's why I'm clever. You didn't know I was clever. I mean, I knew you knew it, but you didn't know I was clever.
But you didn't produce the movie.
No, they didn't even tell me there was a movie. The movie was shot but never released. I didn't even know that.
I got
See, that's when I find out.
Then that slipped into New York and became like a cult thing. Everybody in New York was...
the biggest grossing film foreign film in the world. It does James Bond business in Europe. Then it comes to America. There's this incredible business. And then I thought, well, we won't go to a movie. We're going to go right to Broadway as a big musical comedy. And it took 4 years and almost $1 million of my money believing in this. And I have people who watch my money. Otherwise, I'd spend it all, you know, on shopping, which is what you all do. You know, go on the bus, we go out, you know, buying Christmas presents. No, and I kept saying, it's going to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And finally, with this wonderful team of Jerry Herman, who you're going to meet in a few minutes, and Harvey Fierstein, who wrote the book, and Arthur Lawrence, who directed, made all this magic happen. And you know that Broadway is the hardest thing to do. And I kept saying, I'm going to give up and I'll make movies and have a nice life and live in Beverly Hills and not go through this, because it was a long, hard time.
How did you cast it? Because that would be the most difficult.
Well, the first thing you have to do is find out if you can find a person who could sing and wear a wig and makeup and do that. So they had this audition, and these people surprised me in New York. And it's a man who played opposite Gene originally, called George Hearn. And he came, I didn't know, we were sitting in this little theater in New York, it's cold, and it's not glamorous. And all of a sudden this man comes out, but I didn't know it was a man. I knew it was a man, but it was like a woman with this red wig, and I call Hadassah arms. For those who get that, you'll understand. If not, it was a little pudgy. And I thought it looked like this kind of plump Arlene doll. And he kind of tentatively walked over and then got on top of the piano and was very nervous. You could tell he was nervous. I mean, with flat heel shoes, but all made up looking as good as he could look. And saying, my heart belonged to Daddy. And when he finished, he was so wonderful. It was like seeing Anne Margaret at Caesar's Palace. He came out as Arlene Doll and left as Anne Margaret. And it was just, it was fine. I said, well, this person's going to do this. And he says to me, hi, Alan. And I knew him. It was George Hearn from Sweeney Todd. And I didn't even know that was him. And they surprised me. And I said, now that we have that role, we must find the really difficult part. The part that has to be the father, the club owner, the husband, the MC. And we looked, and we looked. And big stars auditioned, and big stars called me. And there was all that gossip that Richard Burton and Richard Harris were going to do it, and all these strange combinations. And then he told the story. I saw him in red garters with Rosemary Clooney on television one late night and from the Riviera. I said, I have this feeling that Gene Barry's going to do something terrific. And it became legendary. I mean, the Gene Barry audition, and while he was too nice to tell you, while he was auditioning in New York, because you have to audition for a Broadway show, no matter how big you are, you audition. They were lighting for Richard Burton and Elizabeth Hill at the same theater. A fix-it, make her look thinner over here, or Richard Burton will stand here, and they're doing the lighting for them while he's auditioning at the same theater. And he went through all this. It didn't faze him. He was just wonderful. And those two people became the toast of Broadway, as they are now here in Los Angeles.
Does the show change when it changes locale? I mean, is the show here at the Pantages different?
It's different. It's different in Los Angeles because we have a new finale, because the theater is so big. I would say it's like in movie terms. In movie terms, at the Palace, it's in widescreen. At the Pantages, it's in Panavision, because the finale is bigger and more lavish. It depends on what size theater you're playing, so we adapt each place.
We'll return right after these commercial messages.
Stay tuned for another song from the Cage Aux Folles.
Genuine Lazy Boy comfort. Everyone should be so lucky.
Everyone can be, Alex, thanks to Lazy Boy Showcase Shop's holiday sale. Special low prices on an unmatched selection. A holiday shopper's dream.
You're right, Susan. The big savings on this Lazy Boy chair prove it. And it rocks or reclines.
So look for the genuine Lazy Boy label.
And discover a great holiday deal right now.
The selection and the savings never stop at the Lazy Boy Showcase Shop.
Mommy beat Daddy.
I quit.
Yvonne, how do you do it?
Isn't easy. After Morgan was born, my doctor told me I had iron poor blood. Now I protect myself, eat right, and take Geritol. It's great protection against iron poor blood.
Oh!
Nice trip, Gladys.
Can't sleep.
Take advanced, effective Sominex 2.
Helps make you drowsy so you can fall asleep 38% faster than without it. Use Sominex 2 as directed. Safe, sound sleep 38% faster.
I'm Steve Sachs. When you buy a TV or appliance from Howard's, they'll service it themselves. If you can't come to Howard's, they'll send a serviceman to you. Now that's service. With Zenith, the quality goes in before the name goes on. Check this 25-inch Zenith Color Consolette with direct address remote. Howard's low price, just $589. Howard's. Better prices, better credit terms, better service.
Tonight, LA's got some good old sports.
I don't really get excited until the waves get big.
No retirement village for this group. It's geriatric gymnasts living it up.
I fly my own plane, I surf, and I drive a car, and if you keep going and keep fit, you can't just stop because you might get hit.
Surf's Up for the senior class.
Boy, it was rough.
The 10 o'clock news with Marshall Brentwood tonight.
With us right now is the fine actor who plays Alban. The song he's about to sing comes at the end of the first act. I suppose we should set this up a little bit. Gene Barry's character, Georges, and Walter Charles' character, Alban, as I said, are lovers and have been living together. Early on in his life, Georges has married, had a son, and Georges and Alban have raised this young man, and one day he comes in and says he's going to be married. Then comes the trick of how to tell Alban that he can't meet the boy's future in-laws. It's a very touching moment when he finally walks out on the stage and sings this song, I Am What I Am. Would you welcome the young fella who plays Alban, better known as Zaza, in the cabaret, Walter Charles.
I am what I am. I am my own special creation. So come, take a look. Give me the hook or the ovation. It's my world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can think it's noise. I think it's pretty. And so what if I love each feather and each spangle? Why not try to see things from a different angle? Your life is a sham till you can shout out loud, I am what I am. I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses. I deal my own deck. Sometimes the ace, sometimes the deuces. There's one life and there's no return and no deposit. One life, so it's time to open up your closet. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I am
Walter Charles. From La Cage Aux Folles. Come in, Walter.
You can do 8 Syracuse life someday.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Let's take a break and we'll come back and talk to Walter Charles. Have you met your producer?
Oh, yes, I remember.
We asked hundreds of women to use this leading therapeutic lotion, but didn't tell them what it was. We had the same women use new Curel skin lotion, but didn't tell them what it was. And more than 7 out of every 10 women preferred Curel, told us Curel was better.
Better at ending dry skin.
Moisturizes longer.
Feels better on my skin.
And it ends dry skin.
New Curel skin lotion.
It's better at ending dry skin.
Hey, that cereal looks delicious.
It's new.
Pineapple, banana, and coconut.
Very tropical.
It's called fruit and...
Now another post-fruit and fiber cereal, Tropical Fruit. Tastes so good you forget the fiber. High fiber flakes mixed with sunny dried pineapple, crunchy banana chips, and tender coconut. So all you remember is... fruit.
And,
New fruit and...
New fruit and fiber with Tropical Fruit. It tastes so good you forget the fiber.
Have you tried Encaprin? When minor arthritis pain says you can't, Encaprin's aspirin micrograins let you say,
I can.
Okay. Well, what does everybody want?
Chicken. Uh-huh.
Chicken? Here?
When you want chicken, why go to a place that doesn't specialize in chicken?
You've got a right to chicken done right.
At Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do one thing. Chicken with a secret blend of herbs and spices.
You've got a right to chicken done right.
Now this is the place for chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
Here they are, the new 85s. The best, the most beautiful new Chryslers and Plymouths ever built. Here they are at R.O. Gould in Long Beach. See them today. See, too, the almost giveaway prices now on all remaining 84s. Imagine $199 below factory invoice for any new Plymouth. Imagine $299 below factory invoice for any new Chrysler. Come to R.O. Gould Chrysler Plymouth. Right on the price, right on the corner of Willow and Lakewood in Long Beach.
We're talking now with Walter Charles. That is, do you have to lighten up for the show? I mean, that voice?
Yeah. Oh,
Your
yeah.
speaking voice.
My speaking voice normally is lower, but I try and
like Dennis
keep it.
Day talking to you here.
But no, for the character, it's I try and keep it lighter specifically in the dialogue sections.
Right.
You know.
Did you ever play a woman before?
Never. Never.
What is that like? That first time you you sit down for the.
Well.
Is it a dress rehearsal? Is the first time that...
No, the first time was
I was getting ready for, I was understudying George in New York. Right. And just during the natural course of understudy rehearsals, they wanted to put the makeup on and the whole thing and see what I looked like, so what changes they would have to make. And they made me up, and they put the wig on, and they put on this, wasn't even one of the regular show costumes. It was just a rehearsal dress and some high heels. And I turned around, and Ted Azar, my makeup man at the time, turned around and said, "Okay, take a look." And I turned around, and I just stared. I mean, any other part I've always done, I've done a lot of character work. I've always kind of been a character man. And with the wigs and the beards and the you know, pot bellies and all of that, you always kind of know it's you.
What were your first words like? Not bad.
They weren't my first words, maybe my third words. That could pass, you know. He can get away with that. He can get away. But it is a shock, because we don't see that side of ourselves. And, you know, what would have happened if? And suddenly, you're looking there.
Well, you'd have been on a basketball team, I have a feeling. Are your feet awful big for high heels, though?
Well, I wear a size 10, which I think, ladies, what's that, a 13? What's a size 10 in a lady's shoe? I don't know.
It's expensive is what it is.
Yes.
Hello?
This is what we get.
12. Remember,
Yours is 12, yeah. But do you know that most of those boys were in the best little whorehouse in Texas, and they played football players? And so that's the same thing. You see them as football players, and all of a sudden they're rehearsing in high heels, and they go through a lot of shoes. And now I know why husbands say, "Honey, don't buy any more shoes," because our shoe bill could support that band. Not with what they're smoking, but normally you could actually do that. But that's a real expense. You don't think about that.
What does the family say, though, when they first
see
their son?
My mother was moved, yes. She was moved to remark. When I went on for George in New York, and of course I brought her up to see it, I said, this may only happen once, so you better see it now. And she stared at me and came backstage afterwards, even though I was cleaned up, and she said, "I guess now I also have a daughter."
But they laughed. They laughed.
They laughed. As a matter of fact, she has an 8x10 publicity photo that I sent her, and she's got it on the coffee table. She took it, showed it to her minister, and so on. "This is my son. Look." Oh, it's very nice.
It is the story of, it's like Shirley MacLaine. The understudy goes on and then gets the part. Right. Because George Herman, who never gets sick, we had that awful winter in New York last year, and the doctor said, "Listen, really get his voice rested," because Walt was just going to go on a Saturday. He played the whole week, and they said, "Come in, you've got to see how terrific it is." I mean, we were looking for someone to play this part in Los Angeles, and right under your very nose was the understudy who goes on one night, and then a week later comes back a star, and it's a wonderful show business story.
Big break, too.
It is a big break, but I just to add to that, there are, I think, 3 things that have to happen. You have to be ready. I've been an understudy for many years. But you have to be ready, technically, to be able to do it. The second thing is that the actor and the part have to come together. But the intangible thing is that somebody has to give you the chance. Because there are all kinds of actors out there who are ready and wanting to do it. Somebody has to give you a chance. This man
gave you the chance.
Gave me the chance.
And this man, what Gene gives to the two of them together, well, you've seen it here. It's just magic.
Absolutely.
See,
I went in last week and I checked the New York cast for you last weekend.
You went to the
was
theater?
Wonderful. I never heard in a theater such screaming and yelling as it goes on from an audience. And standing, it was great because you can, you know, a long time in the theater, jumping up and down with those standing ovations, you get to adjust your underwear every so often, you know. Which is
genuine
great for
standing ovations.
Really, but I mean genuine standing ovations. You just, the whole thing. It's not one gets up, 2 get up, 3, boom, everybody gets up and
it has almost a magical, almost a mystical, magical effect on people. Yeah. It really does. And I think it's because they really see the humanity and the warmth and the love that these 2 people exhibit. And it affects everybody. It's infectious. Love is infectious.
I'd like to write that.
Did you pay for those
I'd like
seats?
to write that down. I may use that on tomorrow's show.
It's true.
We'll come back. Walter Charles has been talking here with us.
When Merv returns, he'll be joined by composer Jerry Herman.
Get a little Glendale going. You're gonna be all right.
You like that song? I do, and I love the message, you're going to be all right. With all the ups and downs in life today, there are not too many things you can count on all the time, but one thing you can count on is a savings account at Glendale Federal. They're big and they're safe, but they're friendly and caring. And your money is insured, so you know it's going to be there when you need it. Not to worry. Get a little Glendale going. You're going to be all right.
Different people have different kinds of coughs. A dry cough, a cough that keeps you awake, a cough with a stuffed-up nose. And some people have a combination of symptoms. That's why there are 4 different kinds of Robitussin. Each contains an expectorant to help loosen phlegm, one a cough suppressant to quiet coughs, one adds a decongestant to relieve stuffy nose. One combines all these relief actions. 4 different Robitussin cough medicines for different kinds of coughs. Which Robitussin should you take? Ask your doctor or pharmacist.
It happens this Saturday. The 14-hour sale at the Broadway with extraordinary savings on all the right merchandise for you, your family, and your home. It's all on sale for 14 hours only. This Saturday at the Broadway. Shop 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Don't miss it.
They're coming to town at high noon, Bud, and they're packing the hardware.
I run this hardware game, and there ain't enough room in this town for the 2 of us.
Ooh, it's Shorty the Kid. You've been robbing these good folks for too long, Bart.
Yeah, right. Give it your best shot, Shorty.
Let's stay out.
Another town safe for low prices. Watch out. National Lumber might ride into your town soon. National Lumber opens at high noon, November 16th in Ontario.
Coming up on our news, a big arrest that will send a message to gangs in L.A. Police are going to prosecute all the way to the death penalty. The $4 million the city is giving to the raiders, it stirs up a big controversy. We'll have an eyewitness to the famine in Ethiopia tell you how you can help. We'll report on the turkey wars and tell you how you can get the best deal. We'll show you Svetlana on the streets of Moscow, report on the Great Smokeout, the new super penicillin, and then we'll take another look at lively seniors in action, all tonight on our news at 10.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Maytag ranges and microwave ovens. Nobody builds them like Maytag, the dependability people. Just ask a Maytag repairman. 1 bowl of Total has 100% of a day's worth of 9 vitamins and iron. It takes 4 bowls of Raisin Bran to get that. Total, 1 bowl, 100%.
Joining us right now is the composer and lyricist of Cage Aux Folles. He also composed, well, a couple little shows you might know, like Mame, Milk and Honey, and one of the longest-running Broadway musicals in history. I know because I was next door to it for a long time. Hello, Dolly. Would you welcome Jerry Herman?
Jerry. That's one of my favorite songs. I can't get that out of my head. But none of them can. You walk out, you know, they always say, well, can you really walk out of the theater and hum those tunes? Well, that's all you hear going out of the theater. Is everybody humming, you know, dum, dum, da, dum, dum. And the one we're going to hear in a few minutes is the finale.
Yeah.
Difficult to write or easy? Did it flow easily?
Well, I'll tell you, this was the easiest for me, this show.
Why?
It was because of the collaboration that I had with Arthur Lawrence, our director, and Harvey Fierstein. We thought as one. Let me give you an example. One day, Harvey Fierstein came in with the final scene of Act 1, and in that scene were the words, "I am what I am." And I said, wow, Harvey, that's got to be the title of the last song of the act. And I wrote, "I am what I am. I am my own special creation." And I played it the next day for Arthur Lawrence.
You wrote it in one night?
One night. And the next day, Arthur said, "It's terrific, Jerry, but it would be better if it came from a production number that the audience had heard earlier in the act."
Right.
I said, "Okay, give me another day." He went away, and I wrote, "We are what we are, and what we are," the opening number. And now, every night, when that dramatic moment happens, when Alban can't finish that song, and he changes the lyric to "I am what I am," that's the result of a collaboration of 3 minds thinking as one. That's why the show was so special for me.
It's amazing. Do they come in, and this is what I don't quite understand, in the building of a musical like that. In other words, they come in with a completed script, and then...
No.
And then you all agree where the song should go.
We started from absolute scratch. 3 men in a room and we started to do an outline together, and it turned into the show that we have now without even an outline, without even an idea of where the songs were going to come.
And the phone ringing all the time with Allan Carr saying, "Where are you in the show? What have you done today?" Is there pressure?
But Allan throws great parties.
Oh.
The best opening night I've ever been to.
Yeah, well, he makes whatever he touches exciting.
Yeah.
You're going to sing the title song for us right now, aren't you?
Okay.
Okay. La Cage.
It's rather gaudy, but it's also rather grand. And while the waiter pads your check, he'll kiss your hand. The clever gigolos romance the wealthy matrons at La Cage Aux Folles. It's slightly 40s and a little bit new wave. You may be dancing with a girl who needs a shave. We're both the riffraff and the royalty, our patrons at La Cage Aux Folles. La Cage Aux Folles. The maitre d' is dashing Cage Aux Folles. The hat check girl is flashing. We import the drinks that you buy, so your Perrier is Canada Dry. Eccentric couples always punctuate the scene. A pair of eunuchs and a nun with a marine. To feel alive, you get a limousine to drive you to La Cage Aux Folles. Wondering who left a green Givenchy gown in the loo. You go alone to have the evening of your life. You meet your mistress and your boyfriend and your wife. It's a bonanza, it's a mad extravaganza. It's hot and hectic, effervescent and eclectic at La Cage. Oh.
Jerry Herman, a composer and lyricist of La Cage. And we'll be back for the finale after
this minute. Seiko captures a golden era for women, the channeled look for uninterrupted impact. A rich, rich weaving of opulent texture. An interlocking of elegance and style. And the brilliant touch only a diamond can give. At Seiko, great technology inspires great design. Seiko watches and clocks at your authorized dealer.
Available at fine jewelry and department stores.
The spectacular Shirley MacLaine is back on stage. Dancing, singing, and entertaining her way into your hearts in one of the most electrifying performances of the year. Don't miss the magnificent Shirley MacLaine, now at the Wilshire Theater in Beverly Hills. Tickets available at all Ticketron outlets, the Wilshire Theater box office, or to charge by phone, call Teletron, 410-1062.
Georgia Brown. If you can see the difference between this and this, smile, because Gleam can make the same difference in your teeth. You see, only Gleam has calcium P. And laboratory tests prove it gets stained teeth whiter than any leading fluoride brand. Whiter than any gel, whiter than any polish. How much whiter? 30% whiter. And you'll still get Gleam's proven fluoride protection. So if your teeth aren't as white as they can be, start brushing with Gleam. You'll be smiling. Pretty.
Have you wanted to get yourself a tuxedo? Well, right now the tuxedos are on sale at Zachary All. Regular shorts and longs, extra shorts, portly shorts, portly regulars, the greatest selection you've ever seen, on sale at Zachary All. Maybe you're looking for a white dinner jacket because you're going on a cruise. We have those at Zachary All, too, in regular shorts and longs. Zachary All is probably the greatest clothing store that you'll ever see. Tremendous inventory and great prices for the customer.
Well, this is the finale. And this is another great musical moment that you hear being hummed on the way out of the Pantages or the Palace or New Orleans next. I love this song. My. And this is your first time singing on the show, isn't it?
I think
It'd be funny if everybody leaves.
No, don't just... No, Merv and Gene are going to change roles for like 1 week. They could wear the same clothes. It would save us money.
Oh, no, he's down nice and slim. Don't blame anything on him.
Your sleeves are what?
We went through that.
Oh, thank you very much. All right.
Well, with our thanks here to Gene and to Walter and Jerry and to particularly you, Alan, and the Cagels. Fantastic. Let's do this song. Here's a great song from the Palace.
The best of times is now. What's left of summer but a faded rose? The best of times is now. As for tomorrow, well, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So hold this moment fast and live and love as hard as you know how, and make this moment last, because the best of times is now, is now, is now. Now, not some forgotten yesterday. Now, tomorrow is too far away. So hold this moment fast and live and love as hard as you know how.
That's it for today. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you.
Promotional consideration provided by the Cage Company.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Qualifil, the luxury pillow of DuPont Dacron polyester, is non-allergenic. Scrunchable, plumpable, washable, Qualifil, the modern alternative to down.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. Its flavor can't be beat. Sautéed and simmered, Rice-A-Roni in 8 great flavors.
Dora, you really need Dora. It's delicious.
About the only thing that tastes better than a Vlasic pickle is another Vlasic pickle. Look for Vlasic deli dills, too.
O'clock news is next. A pregnant
or NNN, which causes tumors in laboratory